buckle up, let's slide. Madness in the mirror, music in the veins. Life on the road, through the joint of pain. But test vibes, we gon' shift the frame. Bus call, remember the
Tonight on Bus Call, we have Anthony Paulk. We call him Big Tone. He is an executive security officer. You all call it security guard. You call it bodyguard. I mean, he's protected NBA players, NFL players, R&B artists. I mean, he has protected congressmen. So Tone has really been in this industry, and he's been protecting a lot of people. Everybody knows Tone, and if you see Tone on the video, you know Tone look like he's security. He look like don't mess with whoever that is, man. Tone, I appreciate you coming on the podcast tonight, man.
Brother.
Man, and me and Tone been knowing each other. I know at least
2009, 10.
Like, it probably more than 10, because I've been knowing Avery 15, so we probably around that 12 to 15 range. So yeah, most definitely. So man, Anthony, can you just tell the people like who is Anthony and who is Am the Door Security Company? Because I know people see that on Instagram or they've seen your name on there and say I am the door. Like who is Anthony and what is I Am the Door?
Man, Anthony is the keeper of the stack. Is this little dude, man, that comes out of Alexandria, Virginia, who is an only child. No brothers, no sisters, not a whole lot of friends, but love music. Just love music and love to nurture and protect people around me. The people that I cared about, that's what I did. Innately, that's what I did. So it just became me, right now. So my name at first I was the gatekeeper. That was my original name. And then I was on the phone talking to a wonderful artist, singer named Kenny Wesley. Okay. You may know, name is Kenny. And we were talking, and he was talking, and he said something, and he said, I am the door. And when he said that, I can't remember nothing else he said. That just stuck in my head. I said, oh, that's the name of my company. I changed it. So then I changed the name from Gatekeepers to I Am the Door.
Okay.
So that's when I just started moving with that. So yeah.
Okay. So how did you get into security in the go-go scene in DC and Maryland and Virginia?
A guy named Big Butch saw me, called me Big Youngin. Big Youngin, come here, Big Youngin, because I was standing outside of a line trying to get in the go-go.
Okay.
And he said, and I wasn't supposed to be there. And he said, come here, Big Youngin, you do security? I'm like, nah. He said, you want to do security? I'm like, okay, what does that mean? Right. And he said, well, I'll give you $100. I want you to stand by this door. Don't let nobody come through this door. I said, okay, cool. Right? We was a place called the Coliseum back in the day. So I'm standing there, listening to the bands, standing at the door. Lo and behold, wasn't nobody going through that door anyway. It wasn't a door to lead to nothing.
Okay.
But he liked me, you know what I mean, to see if I was going to do what I was going to do. And then he just kept calling me back and calling me back and calling me back. And then I eventually just caught wind of other bands.
Okay.
Started doing security, moving around with other bands. So that's how I got it. That's my initial entry into the scene of doing security at all was the go-go scene back in the day, back in 80s, 87, 88.
Oh, wow. 87. I was born in 82. Yeah. At 87, I was 5. Man. Yeah. Okay, most definitely. So what did those early days teach you about reading people in like situations, especially dealing with like a club and a go-go club? I know in the go-go scene, even when I look at videos now, it'd be like, wow. So I couldn't imagine back in the day.
Man, hyper vigilant. You got to know who's who. You got to know back in the day, well, we still got little crews, but they had crews back then that were fighting for people, stuff like that. So you had to know who was who.
Okay.
Even on pat downs with certain dudes that you wouldn't pat down. Certain dudes you had to watch out for. Certain females that would carry knives, blades, all that kind of stuff, combs with the little edge on it, all that kind of stuff. So it just teach you to be hyper vigilant, always on your toes. You can't be afraid. If they know you're scared, they're gonna definitely, you're not gonna have a good time.
Okay.
And with those crews, because they rush the front, they do a whole lot of pushing and shoving. It's like a mosh pit.
Okay.
And so you got to be able to get in there and kind of work your way and kind of settle it down. Even when fights start, you got to be able to be hands on and be swift and quick and get it up out of there. So it just taught me to be really hyper vigilant, just really, really be paying attention, really be on guard all the time. So that's what I learned from that.
So when did you realize that security or protection, that could be an actual profession versus just like sometimes at the club on the weekend or just sometimes, when did you like, okay, I can actually make a career out of this or I can make some money with this?
I had a pastor and he pulled me to the side, man, and it's funny. I'm going to tell you his name off camera. I'm going to say it on camera. But he saw me standing outside of a club. It's called Nations Ballroom in DC. Anybody from DMV area knows it's called Nations Ballroom. And 95 PGC was having a birthday bash or something. And he saw me
Okay.
outside, walked up to me. It's a true story. And he said, "Man, you know your anointing is a business." I didn't know this man
Mm,
from a can of paint.
okay.
"Excuse me?" He said, "You know your anointing is a business." And I said, "What you talking about, bro?" And he's like, You're an enforcer, you're a nurturer, you're a protector, and you can utilize that, and make some money." So he asked me what I did, and at the time I was teaching and doing some stuff with the kids and all that kind of stuff. He said, "No, you need to get in that and make it your anointing as a business." So I took it seriously. That's when I started going to the club scene. Like, okay, let me go
Okay.
on these DC nightclubs and started working in the DC nightclub scenes. Yeah.
Okay.
So I
So
just,
what skills separate somebody who works the door from somebody who protects like a high profile client?
oh man. So the door is basically just ID check, um, putting out fires in the clubs, just that type of, you're really not using, I hate to say, like a lot of thought and reason, because if the,
Mhm.
if the manager comes to you and say, "Hey man, they got to go," you don't go in there asking no questions. They want them out. You put them out.
Gotcha.
And stuff like that. You protect the club's assets, the bar, the bartenders and the chairs
Okay.
and all, everything, whatever's in there, the DJ, you protect all that kind of stuff. As far as
Gotcha.
clients, it's the personal aspect of it. It's them. It's the band. It's makeup artists, whoever's with the team, it's who my client is who I'm on, but I'm responsible for the whole team. And so your skill set, you have to be personable. You have to be fearless. You have sympathy, empathy, man. You got to be able to talk to people. You also have to be an extension of that person, because if I'm working for you and I'm being a jerk and you're
Gotcha.
not a jerk, that doesn't align. So you have to be a personality yourself, really, to kind of buffer all the stuff that the artist, before the artist gets it, or the clergy gets it, or the city council gets it, or football, whoever gets it, you got to be
Okay.
there. It takes a different skill set. And you also got to know, man, that you can get killed doing this. This ain't just for fun. This is literally life or death every time we hit the road, So, and you got to know that, and the people that love and care about you, they got to know that as well. That is just this is not just when the fight happens. I got to stay. Y'all go. I got to get y'all out. I'm staying there till the threat is done. So,
Mm.
yeah,
That's
it's
good
not.
'cause I don't think a lot of people think about people see people as security and they see people as bodyguards and they watch movies and they see things. They're like, oh man, I'm gonna get paid good. I'm always with this famous person, but people not really thinking, I could die today.
Absolutely.
That's a real piece. You're saying that you are a bodyguard. So I'm saying I'm willing to put myself in front of
Absolutely.
whatever
Absolutely.
situation.
Absolutely. There's three things I tell people is gonna happen. Can happen. One, I'm gonna have an amazing career in security. I'm gonna retire and we're gonna be cool. I can get injured in the line of duty, or I could have a great career in security and just go ahead on off it, and just be cool. But you got to know that you have to stop the threat. You are the threat stopper. You're not the one that runs to the car. You're not the one that runs in the dressing room. You're not the one. No, when it pop off, you got to be going that way. And when you go to bodyguard school and trainings and certs, they'll teach you to retreat.
Okay.
You got to go that way. That's why you come in, you got to scope and look and see what's happening, entries, egress, who's doing what, all that stuff. You got to know, how to do that stuff.
Gotcha.
And then be fearless, you know what I'm saying? You gotta be selfless, because this definitely, that's the bottom line. 'Cause you can get hurt.
Gotcha. What's the biggest misconception you think people have about bodyguard and executive security? Like, what is that misconception people think they know, but it's like, oh man, y'all don't have no idea.
That we were bullied as kids, that we
Okay.
didn't have any friends, that we utilized that to be tough guys and to oppress
Okay.
people and hurt people and all that kind of stuff. And that's not necessarily, well, it's not true for me at
Okay.
all. I have a passion for nurturing and security and music and entertainment. So that was mine. But it's some dudes out there that did it because they was bullied. But that's the misconception, that you must have been, as a child. No, I was cool.
Okay. Yes. All right.
Yeah.
So, what are the first things you do when you walk into a venue or you enter a room? What are you looking for? What are you looking at when you first get to a venue, or if you get somewhere before a client? What's the first thing that you're looking for? What are you assessing in that space?
I'm assessing entry and egress, meaning how we gonna get in, the way we're going in, everybody in totality, and how we're going to get out. Also, the emergency exits. Where are we going to be situated? So if some pop off, I need a driver to be parked this way. He, you know, I need to know which way to go. I introduce myself to the house security. I introduce myself to the promoter they're there. I introduce myself anybody that's in that building. I want to know who you are, where you're going to be, interest, egress, all that stuff. I'm looking at everything, where the dressing room is. So I'm gonna say case in point. I'm talking about the Howard, right? I'm
Hmm.
working with a female client. Our dressing room's all the way downstairs. Small details, all the way downstairs. One, there's no service. So you're not gonna be able to get the text from the person upstairs that's at the door and all that kind of stuff. So you gotta get that stuff straight. And then also, if you have a young lady, she's got a skirt or dress on, she's walking up these flights of stairs. You got to be a shield for that. Getting up the stairs with
Right.
her too. So like coming in, there's all little different things that you got to look at, like where they getting in, dressing room, where dinner's gonna be. It's a lot, and I pre-do it. Like if it's a venue I haven't heard of, then I'll go online. I'll look at it. I'll look at the layout. See beforehand what's happening. Like I'll go beforehand. Sound check is at 3. I'll be there too, so I can find out what's going on. So that's
Okay, yeah. So those are things we do. We do security meetings before shows. So like those things like that where you talk to them and go over everything about security, passes, who can be in the bag, who can't be in the bag. We want to clear back. It's a lot of stuff. So this is why I talk to people like you, because there's so many pieces and parts that go into us being on the road
absolutely.
from
And you
from
also gotta have professional. You also have to have professional courage as well, because I've had clients where parents, I don't want my parents back here. I don't want my mama back here. Don't want my sister back here. I don't want my daughter back here. I do not want my family back here. Family. You know what I'm saying? And as a bodyguard, I'm like, hey, mom, come on. I'm her mom. Hey, can't do it today. Go get her. Can't do it, ma'am. So all that stuff, you have to have that professional courage. You have to be kind of bulletproof, because they gonna give you everything that they want to give the artist, but you got to be steadfast.
Wow.
And, ma'am, I'm sorry, but you cannot come back here right now. You just can't.
I've never thought about, man. Somebody say I don't want my family. It's like, oh, so I got to just be strong. Like, not today.
This, the home shows are your worst shows. If you had a show where you live at right now, your phone is going to be off the hook. When I was in DC, living in DC, and them shows would come to DC, man, dudes called me.
Right.
I ain't talked to this dude in 18 years. He called me about a get in for the show. I don't even talk to you.
Yeah, everybody wanted a ticket. You're right. Yeah. So what are some challenges that security faces on a tour or at concerts that a fan doesn't even realize, but situation that you may deal with that they didn't even notice because you handled the situation as you should as the actual bodyguard or security officer?
It says situations that the fans don't know about. So sometimes the artists have meltdowns. You be back there, be time to go on. They don't want to go. They be on some like, man, I'm through. Life hits them. Maybe I don't want to do it. You got to be back there to kind of coach them on and stuff like that. You may have personnel in the building who don't want to get out of the back. Like we say, man, it's a clear back. We're clearing this thing out. Nah, I ain't moving. I'm with the caterer. Yeah, I need you to go that way, right? So all this stuff. My thing is cameras. Cameras and camera phones. So you're the first 3. My PE was like the first 3 rows if you're in an intimate venue. Man, just watch the show. Just watch the show. Because my thing, I'm 6'5", 421 pounds. I can't get in these little cracks and crevices at a city winery or these places and get in there and get it. So I have to use their security or a waitress or a waiter. Hey, man, can you tap that lady right there? Tell her to cut that. So it's a lot of stuff that goes on with that. Like, sometimes the artists don't want that. You know what I mean? Also in the age of cell phones, sometimes they just wanted the intimate. They want it to be, just intimate. Put the phone down. But we deal with a lot. And I really can't put my hands on like one particular thing. There's a lot of stuff that goes on that, it's just so much, man.
Right. So how do you balance protection and not killing the vibe of a show? Because, you've never been to shows where security can, sometimes the artists will be like, they cool, or because the security is really doing their job. Like they really own it. And then sometimes the artists be like, it's cool. But, sometimes security be like, I don't care.
Yeah, well,
how
I know.
I'm balance that, not killing the vibe of the show, but still making sure that, I got to still do my job, but I'm gonna make sure that I don't, overdo it.
The relationship, you gotta have that. Those are questions that I ask certain artists that I know that go in the crowd, or they like to bring crowd of people on stage and stuff like that. Hey, what is it gonna look like tonight? Are you going out in the crowd? Yeah, okay, cool. I know how to maneuver. Stay a little away, let them move and groove, but stay a little away from them. You bring somebody on stage, okay, let's try to pick out somebody pre on stage that got a little demeanor that we can kind of utilize.
Okay.
That ain't gonna come, because you can see somebody that's antsy, weird, just doing too much. Don't use her, use him, use her, stuff like that. So, and yeah, I've seen some security guys really do too much. But again, I'm an extension of my artist, so I don't ever want to supersede anything that what they want to do. And like I said, sometimes if somebody come on stage, I'm definitely had to go get them. Because I remember one time I did it. I'm gonna use Dana. Guy came on stage in Atlanta. I was ready to go get him. They told me no. You know what I mean? So you just have to be, it's the relationship with your client, that you utilize.
Okay. So without naming names, do you have a situation where like instinct saved the client or prevented a problem?
Instincts. So not really heavy. Mine have been well. When I was with the rap, it was a lot. Yeah, reading lips, watching artists, watching fans. I'm gonna run over there. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna run over there and do that. And then you jump in. You're already prepared because you watch your body language. And I read lips because I'm doing ASL back in the day and all that. So I could definitely read lips. And so
Hmm.
you hit it off at the pass. But with my R&B and soul folks, I haven't had too much trouble out of them. It's just
Okay.
overzealous fans, just too much, too talkative, just too like there's the artists are so good that you think you know them, but you don't know them. So they don't know how to stop talking. They just get too personal and so you got to
Gotcha.
step in and do that. Even online, I have to do it. You know what I mean? Hey man, you don't really know this person. Relax.
Okay.
So yeah, I haven't really had too many issues.
So what's the most unpredictable environment that you've had to work in as far as like let's say a venue?
Unpredictable, just festivals and period. Like outside
Yeah.
festivals where you can't really necessarily control the whole environment. uh,
Hmm.
and where everybody's not on the same level mentally. So if you got some security cats that ain't really getting paid what they want, they just bodies. Then they use money for access. Then you have whole people standing back there. You be like, why is it 50 people standing back here waiting on my client when there's nobody coming back here? But they don't. The girl told me the dude charged $100 to get back there. Security.
Gotcha.
So it's like,
Wow.
okay, so
Okay.
you gotta maneuver that stuff, and then just like line structure. When you're in the line trying to get if the artist says, "Hey, okay, I'll talk to you guys," we got to get a structure. You got to get, hey man, y'all got to form a line. You can't just come from everywhere because I'm gonna take the client. We're gonna leave. Like I'm not gonna do this chaos because
Okay.
I can concentrate on what's around me. Um, yeah, man, this is logistics is wild. I'm not a
So
big festival
how
fan.
important is logistics to how important is logistics to your security plan?
Oh man, that's it.
Okay.
Knowing what's going on saves you a lot of time. So I'm gonna give you a story. I'm gonna tell you, I'm a name drop. I was with Lettucey. We were at the Apollo. This is hilarious. We were at the Apollo. She comes out, she's singing, I'm a woman, da da da. She's singing, da da da. So I'm thinking that the Apollo, so you could come off one side of the stage, go out into the house. I'm thinking you can go back on the other side of the stage and come back onto the stage.
Hmm.
Man, I go around to the joint. She following me now. It's a curtain. I pull the curtain back. It's a wall.
Man.
So she on the mic, she's like, turns around and leaves me. Now I'm following her back to the
Gotcha.
backstage. So that's when I said, you know what? No, no, no. I've got to do a thorough walkthrough when I come in these places because that would have saved me time and embarrassment. I mean, the whole crowd was like, oh. And she looked at me like, bruh. And then walked back
Mm,
going backstage. So the logistics is just getting out back door areas, is getting to the car, having the car where it needs to be, wherever the train station is, got to be where it needs to be. The car person has to be there. All that stuff. We can't hesitate. Got to be on point.
have you ever had to protect someone that have you ever had to protect a person that was not necessarily nice? Because we all know there are those clients that they need security, but they really don't want it. And they really not nice about having to have security.
Mm-hmm. Had a couple. I've
And
had
how
a
do
couple.
you deal with that artist or that person? Well, they really don't want you there, but it's like, I got a job to do, so you have to let me do my job because I'm here for a reason.
That's the line. So I've had a couple, 3 or 4 males that I don't need no security. So I don't know why they hired you. Okay, no problem. I get my money. I'm gonna stay over here.
Mhm.
I let them know, hey bro, listen, I'm gonna be right here. You need me, just put your hand up. And I leave them alone. I just stay close enough to them where if something pop off, I can get to them. And
Mhm.
usually I leave them alone because some have a stigma that I don't need it, but you do need it. It's not necessarily for your protection. It's just to move
Right.
around and maneuver. People trying to talk to you all day long. You can't stand there and just talk to everybody. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Everybody don't have your best interest at heart, but the ones that don't want it, man, I just give them their room and keep it moving. And sometimes I stick with them and say, man, you're just gonna have to be frustrated because this is what the management told me to do is to stick with you.
Mhm.
And I got to do it. And they be talking crazy, but hey, cash the check, keep it moving. Next client.
Have you ever had to turn down a opportunity when you know how our moms or our dads say all money ain't good money? Have you ever had to turn down something to be like, you know what, that's some good bread, but I don't even think this one is for me.
Yeah, I had some pastor. He would talk crazy. When I did he called me. Everything was so perfect. He's like, "What you want?" I said my rate. He locked in. I was like, "Okay." So I should have said more. And then I was just talking and talking and talking. So when I did my research on him, I was like, "Oh no, I can't." I can't be seen standing next to him. I can't, nah, that's against my whole situation. So I called him, like,
Gotcha.
I declined it, which is funny. I just had a conversation with a young man who does security starting out, and he said, "Man, I work for Donald Trump. If the money," I said, "Nah, you're tripping. I don't care how
Yeah,
much money
no,
that means." No, I said, he said, "Well, is there a line?" Absolutely. Yeah, no, if it doesn't align with my morals and values, and I can't go home and tell my mom I did it and she respect that, no,
gotcha. Yeah, I
no,
mean,
my
'cause
family.
with a lot of young people, I think a lot of people look at things as opportunities when all opportunities it's not even a good opportunity
No,
for you. A
not at
name doesn't make you. A name doesn't
all.
make you. And some people think, well, if I go do this, then I'm gonna be good because they're gonna see that I was with this person. I was like, but what come along with being with that person? It's gonna follow you because you're gonna be a part of that camp.
It's gonna cost you. And so and that's how I'm able to go with integrity and morals. I'm able to go this camp, that camp. You don't see me with a million of them. I can go
Hmm.
here, there, here. I can go anywhere I want to go with any camp, work with all of them. I got love for all of them because I'm not aligning myself with stuff that doesn't increase my value, my morals. I can't do that. Not for a dollar.
Gotcha. Now I've seen you on the road. I've seen you on the road with Rob Glasper. I've seen you with Rashawn Patterson. I've seen you with A. I've seen you with Eric. So how did you end up connecting with all these people? Were you just in the right place at the right time, or were you protecting somebody else? And they were like, "Hey, we see what you do." Because I mean, I've seen you with a lot of people, and I've always wondered, like, how does he get connected with all these different artists?
So what happens is, so coming from the town I come from and what I'm in, started working at the clubs like Mark Barnes, Dream, and all that kind of stuff. You start meeting promoters, you start meeting A&Rs, you start meeting PR people,
Mhm.
all that kind of stuff. And so they'll say, "Hey, you do security, right?" I'm like, "Yeah." "Do you bodyguard?" I'm like, "Yeah." And so then they'll hook you up. And then you get on that gig. And then somebody will say, "Hey, I'm looking for somebody that's doing this." And then that artist will tell them, "Hey, well, I got a dude that does it." And then that artist will do it. Or that makeup artist will hear somebody in the car saying, "I need security for this gig and such and such." "Oh, call
Okay,
me Tony." And they'll call and it just keeps going and going and going and going and going and going.
gotcha. So it's
So
just word of mouth and reputation.
right. And then sometimes I walk up to like, so the way I met Avery was, it was 2009. I was at Variety Playhouse with Lettuce.
Okay.
And I heard the D'Angelo playing. I was like, "Man, whoever that is killing." So I
Hmm.
walked out there and I saw Avery and Dana. I was like, "Oh, that's crazy." So when it was over, I immediately was like, "Yo, that was nuts. I don't know what y'all doing, but if y'all need some help, I got you. Don't even worry about the budget, no nothing." So that's when Dana was
Hmm.
like, "Hey, next month we got this place called the Birchmere." And that's when we locked in right then. Um,
Okay.
so, so a lot of times I offer myself to them because they don't know they need it yet. You know what I mean? Until they know they need it, right? So then when I show up,
Mhm.
like, "Oh, I get it. I get why he said that because the lines and all that moving around, all that kind of stuff, it becomes a problem." And you trying to they just try to be
Gotcha.
artists. So
Okay.
yeah, yeah,
So Tony, I've seen that you work with youth. And when you work with youth, what is that called? Is it are these youth that are incarcerated or these
yeah.
are at risk youth?
They're at risk. They're incarcerated. They're locked
Okay.
up. Most
And
of
I've
them are in
seen
for
seen you post about kids that may have passed away or post about kids that have done better since you've seen them. It's like I see that you really build a relationship with them and you really care about these
right.
kids and you really want to pour into these kids because you want them to have a better life. How did you get into working with youth?
I was one of them, and I
Hmm.
needed that. I needed that mentor. I never had a mentor mentee type of relationship with any person, right? As coming up
Okay.
playing ball at the rec, none of that. And so I wanted to give something that I didn't get.
Okay.
So I volunteered at a juvenile detention center. I called up. I was like, "Hey man, y'all got any positions?" They say, "No, but you got volunteers." So they hit me to this guy named Chip Coleman. And I went to volunteer
Okay.
at this juvenile detention center. And so I'm in there, and it was this young man. His name is Maurice Williams. He was in there for killing, murdering a Desert Storm veteran. It was all over the news, and he couldn't go outside. He couldn't sit by windows. He had death threats and all this kind of stuff. I would sit with him. I would talk to him, chill with him. And one day he was in the cafeteria and got into a fight. And then I just held him. I was talking to him like, I got you, bro. I got you. Relax. I got you." And they saw it. And the management saw it. They was like, "Hey man, you want a job?" And that's what started me full time doing juvenile corrections.
Mm.
Been doing it ever since. And I retired. It's been 32 years. So I retired in December of 24. Been
Wow,
working for it.
32 years.
Yeah, I've been for a long time.
Man, do you miss it?
Uh, Sometimes
Okay.
I don't really miss the job. I miss the relationship with the kids, pouring into the kids, pouring into the boys
Okay.
and girls, because they need that type of mentoring. They need solid mentoring, straight conversations. can't play around, man. It's too valuable. The time is too valuable, and so the stakes are high, especially like right now in this climate we in right now. They can't play. You know
Okay.
what I mean? So yeah, yeah.
So, man, so in dealing with this, so how do you deal with when you got these kids that you be in relationships with and they don't make it, or they get out and they don't make it in life, or they pass away, or they get back into that same life? Like, how do you deal with that, having dealt with so many kids and built so many relationships?
I have I have PTSD, bro. I am actively looking for a therapist at this point to get that off. I do
Hmm.
not connect with any type of loss.
Mm,
I've lost people, kids, family, homies, very close to me. It does not hit me like it's supposed to hit because I've had so much loss during all the years of dealing with. I lost coworkers, the kids, to the streets, to the system. It's just it's so much. So I don't even connect to it anymore. So I'm actively dealing with it through actually what I do, the music.
okay.
That's my getaway, the drive, the music, the whole situation just helps me just cope with what's going on. But I'm actively looking for a therapist to get that out. You know what I mean?
Gotcha. Okay, because mental health is one of those things I think in dealing with like people that work on the road, do concerts, shows, all this. I don't think people really think about that mental health piece because we work the type of job. These jobs don't have 401ks.
No,
These jobs don't have insurance, so it's not we're not necessarily running to the doctor if we sick. We're not do it, and mental health is a big thing now, man. So many people you always look at it like you never know what somebody dealing with.
absolutely.
They can be smiling and happy and they the most perfect person. And then you look up and you got a rest in peace on Facebook. You're like, hold on, that's so
Mhm.
dude always happy. He's super cool. You be like,
You
and
never
you just
know.
never know. So it's like mental health is one of those. I'm glad you like you say you're seeking there because that's one of them things for everybody, all of us on the road that we need that. It's
Yeah, because
serious.
especially with me, because my job is hurry up and wait. And like I said, it's selfless. So, and I've learned that it's just through the years. I don't know how I do it. I
Mhm.
can't explain it, but I can sit in front of your door. Man, shoot. Sound check was at 3. It ends at 5. Showtime is at 8. I can literally sit in front of your door. No phone. I ain't talking to
Dang.
nobody. No nothing. I'm just sitting there. Just me.
Mhm.
Just doing whatever I'm doing. And I don't know how I do it. And then by the time the showtime hit, it's time to get up, it's time to move and groove, and I can do that. Just that peace. And like you said, that mental health piece is key. If you're not really secure with yourself
Mhm.
or got something to man, it'll wear you out.
You're
It'll wear you
right.
out.
You're right.
Because people don't think about that. They think you're just having fun. Go have fun, bro. I'm working.
Vacation. That's man. I talk about this with every person that I interview. Everybody think being on the road is
No,
vacation.
man, that's the
Is
hardest thing, man. That's the hard. Listen, and you smaller than me, right? So you
yeah,
imagine I'm moving. I got to walk from gate. I land at A1. I
to
got 8 minutes
T
to get to A29.
man. Ain't no
They
joke.
boarding. They boarding. I got to get, man, look, bruh, get
Ain't
on the
no
plane,
joke.
land again, touchdown, sound check, get some food, touch the couch, get back out, wait on the client, get there, do the show, after show. All depends who if the client want to hang out, then you got to hang out. They don't want to hang out, you get to rest a little bit, but you got to be up and ready to go because you got an early lobby call. You're out of there. And then they go, oh, heard you having fun. Man, I haven't even seen the town I was in.
Hey,
All I seen was airport, hotel, venue, hotel, airport. That's it.
but yeah, I make sure I ask everybody that I interview, is it a vacation? Everybody be like, no,
No,
bro, it's not a vacation.
absolutely not.
But everybody just get to see our highlight reel because that's what we post. Like, oh man, look at this, who's at the concert. Oh, look at the side of the stage. Oh, they be like, man, that's great. I be like, you ain't see the other 13 hours that went into that day.
Bro.
So yeah, man. But so let's say with your business and legacy, with the I am the door security, like what's the mission behind I am the door? Like what your purpose and with I am the door, what do you want to do with that?
So my whole mission, man, is to protect the vessels that help me, which is music. So if you're singing
Okay.
it, if you're playing it, if you're engineering it, if you're
Okay.
writing it and creating it, this thing that keeps me. I don't watch TV, music.
Mm,
So if
okay.
you are part of that, I know that personally, I'm the one securing you. You're gonna be okay, and the music's gonna be okay, and the sound gonna be okay, and all it's gonna be okay because I'm the one who's pouring into that. So that's what I like to do with. That's my whole motto to protect the culture. That's what me and Eric Robertson talking about. Protect the culture. I'm security for the culture, not just for people. I secure the
Mm,
soul culture. That's what I do. Period.
okay.
You know what I mean?
So what? legacy do you want to leave in the protection and security industry? What do you want when you're done doing this? What do you want to be said about Anthony?
Nice dude, respectful, fair, fun, just all around nice guy, but just meant business. It was all about business and just built very, very good relationships and trying to leave things better than than when I came in, I'm trying to leave it better than when I left. So when I leave. So that's it, man. Just trying to just create an environment where people are safe and feel good about coming out and the fans feel safe, and just build that rapport. Yeah.
Okay. Man, and I gotta ask you because behind you I see these sneakers, bro. And I'm gonna tell y'all something about Tony. I'm from Memphis, Tennessee. Penny Hardaway, the Tigers. Tony had every pair of foam posits that probably ever came out. And he don't wear no small shoe. So for him to even have them foam, I'm talking when I say every, I'm talking about Weathermans. I'm talking about whatever foam posit came out, that man would be on insecure to protect, and he would have a different pair of phone posits every time you see. He'd be like, "Bro, how many you got?" He said, "Bro, they stacked up in the basement."
That's too much, man. That's the DMV in me, man. Yeah, I love Penny Hardaway, my favorite player.
Man, I'm talking about when I see he got the LeBron, the animal pack LeBrons back there. I'm talking about like, man, and I bet you still got a lot of sneakers, doc.
Yeah. I had to put them in storage. I got a storage down here in Carolina to put them in because I can't keep them in the house. So if I turn this way, it's some right here. If I look right here, it's some right here in my room, and pop the trunk of my car.
That's crazy. Because I remember we used to go up there when you were in DMV, go to DTLR for sneakers. So it's like, man, I'm looking, he got them in the background. I'm seeing my animal page, Jordan 1s. I see all kinds. I see Forces. I see KDs. I'm talking about sneakers for days.
These ACGs, yeah, man. But funny story, man. Listen, my mom, Lord bless her, I used to wear the shoes out of the grocery store.
Okay.
Remember them joints, man. They used to have these green bins and they just have shoes in there. They weren't even Converse. They were just tan and rubber.
Oh, wow.
Pull them joints out, right? Wear them joints. They had a place called Tom McCann's. Adidas had 5 stripes, all kinds. Oh man, I wear all that stuff, man. And the kids would just wear me out. And I'm playing basketball, I'm playing football. I'm one of the cool kids, but I got on the wildest shoes. So I said, if I ever get my hands on some bread, I will never, ever, ever wear that BS again. And it's been
got you
ever since, man.
So, man, tell me, like, for these young guys that are out here now, they say, "Hey, I want to get in protection. I want to start my security agency. I want to be able to carry and they want to do all these things they see these guys on the internet doing." What advice do you have for that young guy, young lady that wants to be in security and protection professionally?
Man, first of all, you gotta do it for the right reason. You gotta feel that that's something that's inside of you that you want to give to the world, period. Like you gotta just know that that's something that you can contribute, that you can absolutely contribute to this space. Not just you see it on Instagram and look cute and you see the big dudes. No, can you truly contribute to this space? And will you put in the time and effort to arm yourself, learn how to shoot, learn how to defend yourself, learn how to protect people, learn how to move, cultural competence, meaning Spanish, white, black, trans, purple, green, whatever. You got to be able to be culturally competent. You can't just be, I'm from DC and everywhere you go is just DC. No, you got to be able to maneuver in these spaces and be very, very aware of what's going on around you. Definitely like I said, training is key. And just doing it for the right reasons. Because if you're doing it for the money, it ain't gonna be no money. Because you got to go find clients. Everybody doing security. Everybody doing security. So how do you make your mark? Where do you go start your journey at? Do you go to your church? Do you have a friend that can sing? And then you say, okay, well, I'll be your security. Y'all come up with this thing. Do you cold call somebody? Do you walk with somebody in the concert and say, hey, you need security? You know what I'm saying? How do you got to map it out? You got to figure it out. I was already doing security and through word of mouth, and I was doing it well. And then word of mouth got me to this point and the training and then just my overall demeanor and professionalism and all that kind of stuff that I have and temperament that allows me to get in these different circles and maneuver around. But it's not something you just want to do because you see it on Instagram, and it's not going to be a money grab. It's a slow process.
So do it for the right reason.
Right reason, but you got to also know what we talked about earlier is that bottom line is, man, you can go away from here, you can get hurt, or you can have a great career and step off. So you got to be aware that that's what it's about. Yeah, I look super cute on Instagram with my jean jacket on and my phone positive, but I'm also the one that when you turn that camera off or something go down, I'm going with it. You know what I mean? Because the truth be told, I love drama. I love it, but I try to stay away from it because that's not something that I'm saying. But if you want to get into it, we can get into it. And so I always get the thing where, you know, you see the 6'6", 6'7", 6'8", 6'9", big dude, build a house, all that. Man, I got 4 pounds of pressure. I ain't got time to deal with no 6'9", none of that. I don't walk around trying to live a house. I got a whole gun. I know how to maneuver. I know how to get myself in position, do what I got to do. So if you want to be a threat, you can catch these, you're a bad boy.
So getting into this, you got to understand, it's not a game. This is a serious profession. It looks glamorous, but it's a lot of alone time.
You just hit it. That's why I say you have to be aware that you will be by yourself alone. Like if you got a whole girlfriend that got to be with you every 5 minutes, somebody got to be everywhere you got to be, it ain't gonna last because you can't take them everywhere. I can't watch you and watch McCline.
That's good.
You know, and like I said, sometimes I might have to sleep in the car for 2 hours. I might have to, man, hell, you and I've had to chat for a couple hours, do stuff. So if you had somebody with you, what that look like? You know what I mean? So that's the grind that it takes, the dedication that it takes to do it. And you got to just know that this is not easy, man. None of this stuff, we make it look good because we done been doing it. But it's not a game, man. Not a game.
So, man, Anthony, man, I appreciate you coming on the podcast. This is the type of stuff that people need to hear because people want to do these things. People see us doing these things and they want to understand what does it take to do it, or is it that serious, or is it? And they need to have these type of conversations where they understand. Like somebody just explained to me, I could die, or I could have a great career. So is this something I really want to do, or do I want to do it because I saw it on the internet and it looked cool and I see these people on the reality shows walking with the people, but these people are really doing a very important, serious job that can be dangerous. Absolutely. And you will be in the line of fire. That's your job.
That's it.
That's your job. So, man, again, I appreciate you coming on the podcast, man. This won't be the last time, most definitely. So, man, again, thank you. And, man, we appreciate it.
Thank you, bro. Love you.
Remember the name.